Jake Paul. All day, every day.
Why?
Just think he knocks him out cold.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things, I know I can pick them apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest.
Reports say the press conference took a wild turn when Tyson Fury suddenly burst in and stole the spotlight. With cameras flashing, Fury shocked everyone by warning Anthony Joshua not to underestimate Jake Paul. He claimed Paul is far more dangerous than most people believe, praising his power, discipline, and confidence. Fury then stunned the room by saying he would bet £1 million on Jake Paul to beat Joshua. That bold statement sent instant shockwaves through fans, fighters, and analysts.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum from featherweight.
Anthony Joshua responded quickly to Fury's massive bet, making it clear he isn't bothered by outside noise. Joshua said he doesn't care about gambling, predictions, or distractions. His focus is strictly on himself and finishing the job in the ring. He brushed aside the bet as meaningless and emphasized that he backs his own preparation, not side wagers. Joshua made it clear his only goal is to fight, get paid, and move on, nothing more.
Would you be willing to take the bet with Tyson Fury that's saying that Jake is going to beat you?
No, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say. That's what I'm saying. It ain't even about the money. I'm betting on myself.
Yep.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm fully betting on myself. I ain't worried about what anyone's got to say.
He did say he's going to put £1 million on it. Would you be willing to take that bet with Tyson Fury?
Respectfully, I'm not worried about what Tyson Fury's got to say, or I'm not here for any of that betting and nonsense. I'm here to fight, and that's all it is. Once I get the job done, I'm going to collect my check, cash it, and I'm going to focus on the next one. My bet is on me doing a number on him.
Jake Paul continues to push the idea that he can beat Joshua, claiming that the heavyweight struggles against smaller fighters. His argument has sparked debate across the boxing world. Analysts, including podcast commentator Henry, have broken down Joshua's past performances against shorter opponents. While Paul believes this gives him an opening, most breakdowns show that Joshua's reach, power, and technical ability usually overpower any size disadvantage. The discussions highlight how size differences can matter, but also why Joshua's experience and preparation still make him a massive challenge for anyone, including Paul.
I'm going to tell you why Anthony Joshua definitely doesn't struggle, and that's against guys who are of a similar stature to him. When he won his first world title against Charles Martin, he was a taller heavyweight, not taller than AJ necessarily, but a heavyweight of taller stature, and he got that one with a very simple knockout. It was one of the easiest fights of Anthony Joshua's career. He had a war against Vladimir Klitschko, but again, he was highly competitive and eventually managed to get Klitschko out of there. In the Kubrat-Pulev fight, while it was a mixed performance, he did end up producing one of his best knockouts. Similarly against Robert Helenius, whilst AJ probably didn't put in one of his best performances again, it ended in another dramatic knockout. He was punch perfect against Otto Wallin, in my opinion, and he had that absolutely devastating knockout win against Francis Ngannou, who, of course, an absolutely enormous man with a fantastic chin, or so it seemed until Anthony Joshua got his hands on him. Even earlier on in his career against the likes of White, Brazil, and Molina, these were all taller heavyweights who AJ dealt with consummate ease. Of course, most recently he had that loss against Daniel Dubois, but we can't say that Daniel Dubois is a
Jake
shorter
Paul
heavyweight.
presents himself as fearless, always ready to take on the biggest challenge. Still, beneath the confidence, he clearly recognizes how much bigger Joshua is. He even jokes that he has to look upward just to make eye contact with him. Even so, Jake tries to keep the same bold energy he brings before every major fight. He wants the public to believe that confidence alone can carry him against a former world champion who has beaten elite opponents. Jake frames this moment as an example for young fighters, saying that daring to step up against someone this powerful proves courage and ambition.
You, Anthony Joshua, how we doing?
Dude, never been better. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I manifested into reality. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here. First round KO.
And the Schmo interviewed you there. When you fought Gib, it was on Fight TV. We've been with you along the way. Not very many times you're looking up at a face-off. So what did you make of looking up for one of the very first times at a face-off right here?
Just looking up at Daddy there and just seeing, you know, how big he is, and just my eyes were kind of going into his nipples and stuff, which I kind of liked. And then basically I was just like, whoa, he's big in that. And then, yeah, I can't believe how tall he is.
Is this chain really on the line for the winner?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I mean, I'm down. But he has to put something up, too. There has to be something in it for me.
You say this is the biggest upset that's going to be in boxing history, right up there with 42-1 with Buster Douglas.
Yep.
What is the headline going to be when you knock this guy out and he's laying on the canvas?
Matchroom CEO Frank Smith has added new controversy by questioning the true nature of the Joshua versus Paul fight. He warned that the event may be driven more by entertainment than by real competition. According to Smith, this bout appears designed to shock and sell, not necessarily to test true boxing skill. His comments raised doubts about how serious the matchup will truly be. At the same time, Smith said he still hopes to make a Fury versus Joshua showdown happen, calling it the biggest fight boxing can offer. He suggested 2026 as a possible target but cautioned that boxing is full of big promises that don't always materialize. While fans love the idea, many obstacles still stand in the way.
Sorry, just to silence all the doubters here. You know, a lot of people saying this can't be real. You know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or Anthony Joshua's going to it's going to be choreographed, and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. I know Anthony Joshua. Just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People asking why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out, you know, but we're in for a bit of fun and everyone's going to be tuning in.
It might not be fun for Jake Paul. I mean, it's serious entertainment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, look, I agree with you. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. And I don't think he quite realizes. I think he's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
And Frank, to finish with, the plan is still sometime in 2026, AJ against Tyson Fury. And Turki Al Sheikh's working on that, is he?
That's the fight we want to make. That's the fight we want to see. Look, we're all guilty of doing a lot of talking over the years and that not happening. So I don't want to talk too much, but that is definitely what we want to see in 2026.